enumerate for you. Number one is that it's very rigorous training, so it's not for everyone. People drop out like flies. They think it's at my times, 25 years ago. Very few people wanted to practice because they felt it's too extreme, and because they meditate for the entire day, except for resting at night for 2-3 hours of sleep at night. So it's very, very demanding schedule. So people just can't keep up with it. And number two, something that you don't understand, that to do a Chan Qi, Qi 7, is requires a lot of blessings, requires a lot of skills. Blessings as a master, as a teacher, in order to get the support. In China it's easier than here, because in China, the Chan Qi, they're known in China, the Chan Qi as an event that's very important in Buddhism, because that's where they train people to become enlightened. So it's very advanced training. It's a very good environment for people to go there and practice and become enlightened. Master Xu Yun, my Chinese master's predecessor, was enlightened by participating in a Chan Qi. He practiced on his own for since the age of 19 until the age of 54, wasn't enlightened until he went to a Chan Qi somewhere in China, and that's how he became enlightened. So you see, quite a few people in China became enlightened through this process. So the Chan Qi is very well known. They realize the Chinese realize that one of the best ways to accrue blessings for yourself is to support these Chan Qis, because they give rice, they give money, they go there and volunteer, and by helping these Chan Qis, the Chinese are helping people become enlightened. So the enlightenment of these people is supported by the Chinese. So those supporters get a lot of blessings. That's why in China the Chan Qis are very well supported. Actually, they make a lot of money themselves. But in the U.S., few people know about the Chan Qi, and it actually may even have a bad image because it's too extreme for many people. So to organize a Chan Qi here in the U.S. is not that easy, because you basically are not getting any support whatsoever. So here, this monk here organized a Chan Qi in 2018. I don't know what happened after that. Does anyone know? Maybe his followers from the other side of the tracks can tell us. They still have it or not. But so number one, it takes a lot of blessings, because the blessings these people support the temple actually is the blessings from the organizers. Okay, it's unless you have the blessings, people don't come and support you. And also a much more difficult to understand reason is that enlightenment is a very, very serious process, a big achievement. Okay, and that's why the bad people would do anything possible, anything in their power to stop these people from cultivating, from practicing meditation. So the people who come to participate in these Chan meditation retreats, They must have enough blessings themselves, and then on top of it, they need to have receive protection from this guy, from the organizer. Otherwise, they can't even come to the temple. And once they get to the temple, the attacks are even much more violent, to the point where these people get afflicted and they leave. They cannot last. So before coming to the temple, these people need to have blessings, and when they get to the temple, the host, this chant meditation retreat host must protect them. Otherwise, they cannot practice. Okay, so it's a little bit more involved than you folks realize. That someone could ask, how come so many people? There's so many meditation retreats out there nowadays. Look up online. There's a 7-day meditation retreat in Palms 29, something like that, in California, in our area, and in Hong Kong and all those places. The people, of course, when they have those retreats, they have blessings. That's why they're able to organize it. But the main thing for us professionals, when we organize this chanchi, is to help you improve, and to help you become enlightened. Improvement has concrete steps, has goals. And for us, we go for the gusto. We want the big thing, the real thing. We don't want small things with not good use of our time. So the chanchi is known in our world as the place where we select people who will become enlightened and support them. Unless you go to these professionally organized chanchi by people like us, the other places will not be able to give you that kind of support, that kind of training. Okay? So in our world, so when I see a monk or a nun organize a chanchi like this, we look at them immediately and say, who are you to have? Are you qualified to organize these things or not? I'm telling you, this gentleman, this monk here, is qualified. Okay? He can organize as many chanchis as he finds people who's good enough to keep up with him. All right? Why am I telling you this? Is to help you newcomers to our temple understand that to practice chant meditation. Okay, for us, I want to teach you chant meditation, it's only one simple rule. What is chant meditation? Okay. The assumption is you practice chant for a purpose. Okay? If you practice meditation because you want to feel good and you want to relax, and you can do it anywhere. You can go to any meditation class. It doesn't matter. Okay? Our chant meditation practitioners are here, and they keep on coming back because they have a need. They have a goal, they have a reason for practicing this. Okay? One of which, for example, is nowadays you have this COVID-19 out there who is infecting people left and right. Okay? And if you practice chant meditation, this virus cannot subsist, cannot survive in your body. Okay? Because of your skill level, you have the skill level good enough, high enough, which is not very high. I'm not going to tell which level, and please don't ask me. People always want to pin me down. It's not important. The important is that if you have the skill level is good enough, you will be able to evict this virus and kill this virus. Okay, so that's why if you have a need, if you feel that it's important for you, you have a real specific goals and meaningful goal for you when you practice meditation, then we are one of the choices. Chan meditation will take you very, very far. It could help you improve very, very quickly. Okay, but you must have a need. You don't have a need, then we respect your wishes. You can come and enjoy yourself and feel relaxed and peaceful. You get that too, without having to do much. But for those who have a need to improve and to address your health reasons, for example, because personally people only come to me when they're in stage 4 cancer or brain tumors that are growing so quickly that our doctors don't know what to do anymore. So if you have those specific needs to improve, to take care of your health, to fight for your life, Chan meditation can do wonders for you, can give you hope. And that's what it's about. Okay? So if you have real needs to improve, real problems that you need to solve, whether it's a promotion, whether it's internal expansion, you're an executive, or sometimes whether should I get married to this wonderful man or not, those are important reasons for you, problems for you to solve. Then if you have a real need to meditate, then Chan meditation will give you the answers you're looking for a lot quicker and actually better answers for you. Okay? So then you want to practice Chan meditation. All right? So if you have the need to practice Chan meditation, then what is Chan meditation? It's very simple. Chan meditation is what? It's only one thing. When you want to practice Chan meditation, it's very simple. It's nothing to it. It's so simple. If I told you the reason, you say, why didn't I know? Why didn't no one ever tells me? It's funny, we are opening a branch meditation temple in Korea. And in Korea, they love to practice Chan. They practice Son, they call it Son, which is Korean for Chan. Chan is Chinese. And I went over there, I looked at them, I said, you practice, virtually all the Sunims, all the monks in Korea and nuns consider Son critical, or a critical, integral part of their spiritual life, their spiritual training. So I looked at them, I said, so what is Son? Son is Chan. Son comes from China. It's not Korean. Okay, so what is Son? What is left of Son in your country, in your culture? Okay? Yeah. And I found that not too many of them know Son anymore, understand what Son is about anymore. Okay? So the same question to them. How do you practice Son? How do you practice Chan? Yes, answer back there. Give him a microphone. Yes, orange. What is Chan? How do you practice Chan?
You said that Chan is to end birth and death.
Yes, it's the purpose. How do you practice it? How? Yes, the goal is to end birth and death among the good things. But how do you practice it? It's very simple.
Meditate.
Meditate. Okay, fine. Meditate. When you meditate, everyone meditates. So what difference? What's the difference in the practice? Why, John? Anyone else? Raise your hand so that they can give you a microphone. What? I'm ignoring him. I'm pretending not to see anything. No, don't. I'm pretending not to see him. Or pink.
You have to put your legs in.
You
have to cross your legs.
Cross your legs. Okay.
Sit straight.
Sit straight. All right. Fine. Internet in the back.
Find a good knowing advisor and go learn from him.
That's it. To practice chant, to practice meditation, the Chinese tradition, the chant tradition, I'm sure it's the Indian tradition. The Chinese didn't invent chant. Chinese chant meditation came from India. Okay? I never learned from India, so I only give you reference points from what I know. I will be honest with you. I don't know anything about Indian meditation, nor am I impressed by Indian meditation. Okay? Many of my colleagues, Vietnamese, Taiwanese, and whatever, Sri Lankan, went to India to learn Buddhism and meditation, and I'm unimpressed. Okay, from the people that I met. Anyway, so chant came from India, and chant. My Chinese teacher brought chant to this country, and that's what he learned. That's what we both learned from his techniques, his training techniques. And to practice chant is to look for an enlightened chant teacher. The technical jargon is called good knowing advisor. Okay, so for example, if this is a very important concept. For example, if you want to learn about, let's say, Buddhism, okay, all of Buddhism, okay, and you want to penetrate the depth of Buddhism, what do? You look for.
You must find a teacher.
An enlightened teacher. Because you don't want to learn from someone who doesn't understand the teachings, and then he pumps garbage into your brains. It happened to me. I read so much, like so many of you. I read up on all the teachers, all the monks and nuns, books I could understand, whether it's English, Vietnamese, French, Chinese, you name it. Okay, I read them all, and then at some point in time, years ago, I realized most of it is junk. Most of my knowledge is junk. So I spent years shedding all the garbage in my brains. 3 years. Took me 3 years to shed it. Took me a lot longer to accrue them. It still took me 3 years to undo that damage. Okay? Don't let it happen to you. This is spiritual. This is the pursuit of transcendental knowledge. It's not something you can read and understand by yourself. You can't. It's not possible. It's not possible because your understanding comes from thinking. You train to think in your education system. You go through, get a degree because you train to think. And in order to become enlightened, you have to stop this thinking mind. So if you use the thinking mind to try to understand the enlightened teacher's teaching, it's not possible. You depend on the false to try to get to the true. You depend on stupidity to try to open your wisdom. That's not possible. It's impossible, let me stress. Okay? So that's why even when you want to learn, if you want to get a PhD in, what happened to the Korean monitor? Is no one monitoring the Koreans anymore? No one? Or you? Oh, okay. That's okay.
Listening. So he said it's working. Pamyan S님 is listening. He says it's working.
It's working?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Very good. Thank you. Where was I? Yeah, I need a good no advisor. Thank you. Oh yeah, PhD. Always looking for a PhD, you know. You have a PhD in statistics. Yes, you can, you need a thinking mind to get a PhD in statistics. But if you want to get a certified PhD in Buddhism, you can't go to university. Okay? In fact, it's just my personal feeling that if you go to university, you're learning the low-level Buddhism, the entry-level Buddhism, even with your PhD. Okay, whereas the deeper, advanced Buddhism, okay, that comes the understanding from an enlightened teacher, okay, is way beyond the degrees that bestowed upon you by the best Buddhology programs in this country, in the world. As a matter of fact, it's not possible. They don't get it. Okay, it's just my thinking. Okay, this is not a knock on them. It's just a fact. The fact is that, except for one professor, okay, that I know of, that I admire, the other professors I know of, you're much better off learning from a monk than from these professors. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so the enlightened knowledge, okay, is arrived at by personal guidance. It's not from picking up from the books or materials from the internet. Okay, you need to be told, you need to be protected, you need to be guided on what to do in order to get there and open your own wisdom yourself. Only you can do it for yourself. No one else can. And therefore, the good teacher, the wise teacher, knows how to do that for you. Okay, that's why in Chinese Chan, in Chan meditation, you have this network of enlightened teachers. We know about each other. They know about each other. Okay, he's one of them. Okay, and you should go and learn from him. It's our jobs. If you ask me, okay, how do I learn Chan meditation? He said, go. Don't waste time here. Okay? Because it's our jobs. Okay? If you really believe that Chan meditation is to seek a good new advisor, to seek a wise teacher, enlightened teacher, then it's my job to tell you that. Okay? Go seek a competent teacher. Don't waste time. That's all. Because you learn from these people in one day, in one video. So far, we spent half an hour, 26 minutes listening to him. Okay? So far, the last 3 weeks. That's will do wonders for you more than you go and learn from a stupid teacher like myself for years after years after years. And you will find out for yourself, okay? And that learning from an unenlightened teacher like me is very slow, okay? All right? So you're better off on the lookout for a wise teacher, enlightened teachers who can tell you what to do, okay? And it's very easy to recognize those people because you progress under the guidance very quickly, okay? Much quicker than the other teachers. So when you improve yourself, you will see for yourself, okay? For example, I give an example. David here has been with us for how long? 4 weeks now? Yes? 3 weeks. It seems like 4 weeks. Oh my God. You know, he's just too happy, I guess. And he's a yoga teacher. Yes? Came to us because one of my disciples introduced him to this, because he wanted to investigate Chan meditation. And David went to China, India, and those places to learn yoga and stuff like that. He's more or less a well-respected and well-known guru. Okay, right? If we could use that word, yes, Indian guru is what they call it, right? Yeah, yoga guru, yeah. Do they have a certification thing? Yeah? Yeah, no?
There's the
Commercial version. Yeah, like. Okay. Just like us as well. It's a commercial version where everyone knows about, that monk who's not enlightened, and then there's private version where it's conferred from teacher to student. Okay. Anyway, it's funny because here we have non-Buddhists and Krishna, but I noticed. I told David yesterday, 2 or 3 days ago. I said, "What's happening to you? Why are you shining so brightly more than my disciples? This is too strange. My disciples have been with me for years, or even over a decade, some of them. And they're not shining as bright as you are." It's so strange. Anyway, maybe you should switch to yoga or something, I don't know. Chan meditation is formless. We're not markless. We're not attached to any form of practices. We're not say, "Oh, you are not Buddhist, therefore it's not Chan meditation." Not at all. Okay, Chan meditation is wide open. It's bowing. It is standing. It is standing on one foot. There's also Chan meditation as well. My teacher, he taught one of his monk disciples who's enlightened, who's a professor now, but although low-level enlightenment. So we don't look at those people who are teaching Chan meditation very seriously because they don't understand Chan enough to be teaching. Maybe that's why he's not teaching Chan meditation. He sticks to sutras, whatever. But when he first started learning about Chan meditation, he would do the Tai Chi or Qigong standing meditation. And my Chinese teacher walked by and looked at him and said, very, very good. And he said, really, Master? Because I can't cross my legs, it hurt too much. And I said, so that's why when it hurt too much, I would stand up and do my standing meditation. And my master said, this is related to me, okay? I only hear from second hand. I was never really formally trained by my Chinese teacher. Okay, I always learn everything second hand from him. Actually, he never taught me how to meditate. When come to think of it, I had to figure things out myself by trial and errors. Try so many things that doesn't work. After a few years, okay, let's try something else. Okay, so anyway, my late Chinese master looked at him and said, "Yeah, very good." And what that man didn't realize, that he's not, well, actually, let me not save the punchline first. So my master says, if you want to do standing meditation, here's what you do. I correct you a little bit, okay? So he showed him to do standing meditation. And that man who later became a monk and then got a PhD later from Europe, Wisconsin, Madison, whatever, one of the top Buddhology programs in this country, if not the world. So after he practiced the standing meditation, he said, "Wow, it works better than my way." So how come? I'm not yoga or Tai Chi or Qigong, not at all, okay. But I will tell you my Chan version of that story. Okay. Yeah. He looked at him and said, not bad, not bad. You know what he meant? He says, it's not bad, you're not giving up. You see, the Chan masters are very tricky. When they say something to you, it always have multiple meanings. So that guy look at my master's comments. Oh, I'm doing it right. My standing meditation is right. No, he simply says, I approve you for fighting, for struggling, for not quitting. So, very good, not bad. You get that? That's Chan meditation. So, right away you see confirmation from a wise teacher. You're doing the right things. Contrast to someone, you go to a place that does a Chan meditation for a week, and they say, the legs hurt too much, it's okay, take a break, stand up, walk, go do something else, go have a Coke or something. You see the difference? Can you see the difference in that? Huh? So you can go to a good teacher to show you what to do, okay, right away. Right? And you get so much more out of it with your time. Whereas you go to the place where the person who's not enlightened, he says, oh, don't overdo it. Oh, no. It's supposed to be pleasant. It's supposed to be so peaceful. You're supposed to feel good about this. So it's okay, take it easy, okay? Do it as much as you can only. So right there, a good teacher says, it's okay, you're doing it right, okay? Keep it up. That's a huge difference, makes a huge difference, doesn't it? Huh? And then he showed him what to do. You know why? It worked better. Again, I wasn't there, okay? This is just my guess. And please take everything I say with a grain of salt, okay? My imagination is very fertile. I rest all week so that I spend this time here freeing my mind so that when I talk to you, my mind can go crazy in so many directions without any restraints, okay? I let my imagination go wild, okay? So even though I wasn't there, I would not be surprised if that guy gets so much more out of the change, a slight adjustment in his standing meditation. How? Why? Because the adjustment in the posture makes it one word: harder. Do you understand? It's harder. That's why he improved. If he says, okay, now don't put too much stress on yourself, stand up, then he cannot improve. He probably can last a lot longer, but he's not going to improve either. Agree? You don't need to understand how to, of course, you don't overdo it and hurt yourself. But, it puts more strain in his posture. And the guy is so impressed. He said, oh, my teacher knows everything. He even knows Tai Chi or Qi Kung, whatever. No, he doesn't. He doesn't have to. He knows how to train Chan meditation. And Chan meditation is not restricted to crossing your legs. Crossing your legs is just a challenge for you. Okay? That's why the not authentic Chan meditation teacher says, you don't have to cross your legs. It's not meditation. It's true, but it's not true either. It's true because once you have the foundation, once you become enlightened, you don't need to cross your legs anymore. So it's true. It's not true because if you want to become enlightened, it's much faster by crossing your legs. Okay? So that's the story behind it. So anyway, he's a good teacher. I hope that you have the chance to go and see him, and he'll teach you some good things. And time is running out. Does anyone have any questions for me? Yes, sir. Give him a microphone. Orange.
Hello. I just wanted to hear a brief summary of what you believe karma is, good and bad.
Good and bad? Karma is Sanskrit. It comes from a Sanskrit term that means action. That's all it means. Meaning you're doing something. So in Buddhism, you doing something by three means. Number one, your body. Okay? You do something with your body, like crossing your legs. That's a karma. Yes? You also, another way of doing something is with your mouth. You speak. Okay? And that's you creating karma when you speak. Okay? Creating karma means you're doing something. That's all. So don't be impressed by these words. I'm creating karma, I'm not creating karma and all those things. It's simply you're doing something. That's all. It's not a big deal. And finally, is another form of doing something is your mind. Think about it. You said, because before you do anything, before you can speak, before you can do something in your body, your mind has to say, I want to do it, right? So this is the deepest level. Mind karma, mouth karma, and body karma. So that's what happens. You create karma, you do something by 3 forms. Thinking, talking, and doing with your body. That's it. And in doing these 3 means, in performing these actions, it has some consequences. Consequences that are good or bad, or maybe neutral. I mean, not yet determined, if you will. Okay? The good consequences are, for example, you help an old lady cross the street with your body. Yes? Yes. Good consequences. She doesn't get run over by a bus. It's a good consequences. So it's a good thing. Okay? What's a bad thing? You're spreading the virus. It's a bad thing. Yes? So, because the consequence is sometimes bad, sometimes good, and that's why the actions carries some consequences, some reactions, if you will. Okay? If you look at the physics, force equals reaction. Okay? And we all know that. You create a force, then you push, then there's a reaction that has of the same exact strength, right? So if you create karma that's good, there's a reaction that's good for you. When you do a karma that's bad for you, bad for someone, then there's a pushback. It's equally bad for you. That's all. That's what karma is about. So part of life, okay, to us, whether you're Buddhist or non-Buddhist, or for us, Buddhists in particular, we want to choose to do the good karmas and avoid the bad karmas. Because the bad karmas, when the consequences come because of our bad karmas, we will not like it. We can't handle it. Okay? Whereas when good karmas, the consequences of good karmas are much more desirable, much more pleasant. So if you know better, you avoid the bad karmas and do more of the good karmas. Simple as that. Finally, concept of karma is that the consequences that you see may not be immediate. So, for example, you kill someone. Okay? Never mind by killing someone, that's kind of too brutal. Let's say you shoot a deer. I never shot a deer, but I shot squirrels. Okay? Many of them. And you know that? When you shoot a squirrel, is it too bloody for one? Just plug your ears, too bloody for you. I used to hunt in the frozen fields of Minnesota. Okay, 3 or 4 in the morning, you get up, you go out there, and you have 2 kinds of guns: a shotgun and a .22. Okay, the shotgun is when the squirrels only the head sticks out. Okay? So hit it with a .22 is not that easy. So you use a shotgun, you aim there, and only the part that's exposed is shot with all these pellets. So when that happens, this is what happened to the squirrel. Before it died, so it flies up in the air and it lands. That's bad karmas. I didn't know back then. Okay. So I'm not that proud of it anymore. Yes, internet.
When you neuter your dog, does it create bad karma?
What?
When you neuter your dog, does it create bad karma for the owner?
Is that a lady or a man?
Lady.
A lady, in the future, she'll become, that's a retribution, okay? So you kill, my point is you kill someone, okay? That person, there's no reaction coming to you yet, okay? But in the future, those squirrels will become men, I will become a squirrel, and they will take a shotgun and shoot at me, and I will go before I die. That's called retribution. So the similar answer to the lady who asked if you neuter an animal, okay, and that's why I asked, what gender are you? It says, in the future, okay, in the future, she'll get neutered herself. And that's called retribution. Okay? That's called cause and effect. It's unavoidable unless you meditate, and we then teach you a way to undo that retribution. Okay? Does it help? Is that the answer? Good, bad, it doesn't matter. There's the consequences, no matter what you call it. Okay? Yeah. It's as for sure as you press on a spring and will spring back. That's it. There's nothing you can do about it. It's called retribution. Karma, retribution. You neuter, and you'll be neutered. Yes, internet.
I kept wondering if I could do a repentance from neutering my dog a long time ago to avoid further karmic retribution.
Just don't become a man. Yes, there are ways to neutralize a retribution. Okay, one way, for example, is to run away. Run away. And that's why in Buddhism, this is one of my favorite. You just run away. You borrow, you get the loan from the government to support, to pay for your employees. Buy a Maserati and drive away to Mexico. That's one way, okay, to avoid having to pay it back. It works. Yes, internet.
There's a lot of questions.
A lot of questions?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I only have 5 minutes for a lot of questions. Plus, I talk very slowly towards the end because I'm hungry. One question, and then that gentleman still has one question. Yeah.
Can you show any evidence?
Newcomers, by the way, we're nicer to you only initially because we know you're not coming back. You know better, say, it hurts too much, forget it, I ain't coming back. These guys are too extreme. Yes, internet, one question.
This is a new person. Can you show any evidence for the future revenge?
What?
Can you show any evidence for the future revenge?
Why should I show it to you? What's in it for me? Yeah. The nice thing about this is that you will find out for yourself. And you say, oh, I don't believe it. Keep on neutering. It happens a lot sooner than you think. That's all. And that's the funny thing about all these things. Many people tell us, oh, it's superstition, I don't believe all these things. Believe whatever you want. What do we care? What's in it for me? Okay? So, but eventually, that's why the consequences are wonderful in the sense that they become so painful that you won't like it, and you ask yourself, why me? Oh God, why me? Okay? And eventually, the answer for you is that it's your retribution. Stop being such a pussy. Okay? Meditate. So my point is that eventually you will be convinced that it's your retribution. Then you're compelled to do something about it. Until then, why do we need to demonstrate to you? Whatever we do, then you keep on looking at it. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Okay? We're not trying to sell you anything. Okay? Who cares? You believe or you don't believe, it's your problem. I just need to open my mouth and create mouth karmas until 11 o'clock, and I go to lunch. That's all I care about. Yes, sir. Did you have a question? You did it once. Okay. Moving on.
I have one more, if you...
One more?
Yes, it's just a simple one. Basically, today I'm supposed to be putting my dog down at 12 o'clock. Is that good or bad karma because I'm ending his suffering?
Do you want to put your dog out?
No, it's a dog, it's old, and
yes,
it's ready to pass on.
Yes.
I am taking it for my mother to make it easier for her. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to end its suffering and take it to be put down at a vet. Right. Is that good or bad karma?
Killing is never good. Killing is very heavy karma. Okay. In Buddhism, one of the professional tricks inside of knowledge we have is that the wars, the enmity, the fighting comes from prior killing karmas. Okay. For example, this comes from my Chinese master. Please don't quote me, but he says that in a prior life, okay, there is a village in China where the villagers depend on fishing in a pond close to the village, okay, and for some reason the pond become infested with frogs. Okay, and to the point where the frogs overtook the pond. The frog population overtook the pond. So the villagers became very upset. So they got together, and went out and killed all the frogs, caught all the frogs, and killed all of them. Okay, and there's those frogs. You might laugh at this, especially you non-Chinese people, but the Chinese entertain themselves like that. So, my story is just listen to them just for the heck of it. Don't take it seriously. I speak a lot of nonsense. I create nonsense mouth karmas. So the frog king, there's a frog king who was caught. And before he died, he says, I vow that I will take revenge upon all these Chinese villagers. They will pay. I will make them pay. And later comes in the Beijing Square in China recently. You heard the Tiananmen. That's where the Chinese government sent the tanks to kill the protesting Chinese college students. Okay, and so my Chinese master said, "That's it. That's the retribution right there." Because those villagers, okay, who killed the frogs, became the college students, and the frogs became the tank soldiers. So now the soldiers kill the college students in order to repay the debts, the blood debts. He gets settled, right? What about the king frog? And this is why, again, please, this is from my Chinese master, it's not from me. Don't shoot at the messenger. I'm very chicken, just in case you know. I'm not a pussy, but I'm a chicken. And my master said, when the Chinese master, Chan master says, the frog king is actually Mao Zedong. He became Mao Zedong, the frog king. Isn't that cool? So blood debt gets settled. So to you to kill like that, of course the intentions are not as bad because you're not trying to hurt or harm, okay, the dog. So you have mixed results. On one side you put in an end to a dog, and the bad part is that the dog may not agree. If he agrees, it's no problem. Okay, you should ask. I said, do I have your permission? It helps, okay, to show that you care. Then in the future, your lawyers can present and say, remember, he asked for your permission, he tried. It's because his mom, he did it for his mom and for you. He thought it was good for you. You see? It's all about intentions. And then, of course, the good part is that you are putting an end to the pain of the dog. So in the future, when it's your turn to be in pain, he'll come and kill you to put an end to your pain. Same rationale to help you. Isn't that cool? So life is never that straightforward, never always black and white. All right. What?
Master, at the time when the soldiers shoot the college student, Mao Zedong has already passed away. The leader at that time was Deng Xiaoping.
Wow, a Chinese leader. Okay, thank you. So Chinese. Okay, whatever. The funny thing, I don't remember, so thank you for correcting me. The point is that the Frog King, okay, later became the Chinese leader. It's kind of cool to me. Thank you. Now I need to update my files. It's Deng Xiaoping, which is actually who is better than Mao Zedong. Because Mao Zedong messed up their Chinese country. Deng Xiaoping then put China on a new course that helped them create Xi Jinping nowadays. Okay, so Deng Xiaoping, right? Am I right? There is the catalyst for changing direction of how the Chinese country is run, and encourage private enterprise. So that's how good he was for the country. Okay, so a Frog King, okay, Chinese Frog King became Chinese something. Isn't that cool? The kings stay kings. Monks stay monks. Beggars forever. Okay, thank you everyone. No time for maybe we can shelve those questions. We can try to fill them as time permits. Thank you. Let's go have lunch, huh?